as it turns out, it wasn't even his goat. Hello, and thank you for joining us for tonight's evening news. So I'm sure you've all heard about the 15-car pileup on the highway. But first, we're gonna go over to Raycron with the weather.
It's go hurricane!
2 days ago, there was a 15-car pileup on Interstate 69.
Yes, police have determined that it was caused by a big fat man.
Fortunately, we have the fat man and his lover in the studio with us tonight. Just go.
Hi, Myrna.
Hi, welcome to the show. Hi, welcome to the show.
Oh, okay.
So, Mr. Riley, do you in fact own a New Orleans state driver's license?
Well, you see, the entire license system is corrupt in this city, so I'm not going to answer that question because of the corruption.
No,
that
he doesn't.
licenses
He doesn't have his license. I was teaching him how to drive when we got into the accident. Okay, Ignatius, so D is for drive.
More like disrupted valve. These dark seats are gathering photons and making my gluteus maximus all swampy.
Perhaps we should contact our congressman.
Mr. Riley, what made you want to leave New Orleans?
Well, I heard from a source, I believe it was your television program here, that there was going to be a hurricane coming, and I do not want to be here when there's a hurricane. Also, the man sounded like he knew what he was talking about. He looked like he was serious.
We wanted to flee the city.
So, may I ask Mr. Wiley, what caused this accident?
Perhaps we should contact our congressman. I'll get a pencil.
Dear Louisiana Congressman, your state does not have nearly enough trees on the roadside. Not only does this contribute to global pollution,
Ignatius!
but it also...
Ignatius, the brake!
Which brake? Well, obviously it was Fortuna. She is in a downturn now, but don't worry, soon she'll pick up and she'll help me out, because Fortuna does that. Fortuna's helpful.
This is just another example of one of Ignatius's ineffective coping styles. He doesn't get out much.
That's preposterous. I don't cope with anything. I don't need to cope with anything, and this is not one of them. Fortuna is the guider of life.
Oh, I see. Myrna, you mentioned you were teaching Ignatius how to drive?
I was going to drop dead. I couldn't stand driving anymore, and, Ignatius wanted to get there as fast as he could, and he offered driving, so I said I'd teach him how to drive.
Our reporters have found evidence that indicates that this was not Mr. Riley's first automobile accident. Mr. Riley, is it true that you were involved in another accident earlier this month?
Well, that accident did not actually involve me in it. I was just a passenger in the back. My mother was driving the automobile, and she crashed into a building behind her because she was driving with alcohol inside of her. And it did not mix well with her body, and so the balcony came crashing down on the car, and my valve just opened up and went crazy, and then I had terrible bowel problems. And then Patrolman Mancuso came over, and he was harassing my mother because he thought she did something wrong, and it was just horrible.
Thank you very much for your time tonight, guys.
It was certainly an interesting interview.
Well, that certainly was something.
Up next, why many Americans are adopting foreign babies for fun and profit. I'm eating. I have to get in the zone, okay? This is gonna be
What are Mexican wedding cookies?
I can't.